Hello people, welcome back, hope you're well. This video we're going to be looking at Around the Bend by Pearl Jam. Now it's not a terribly difficult one to play, although this is an easy guitar lesson. I am going to simplify it down to its constituent parts, but then we're going to build it up and show a progression through so that you can play it pretty much as they do on the album. So let us crack right on. Now the verse part has two kind of chord fingerings. Now bear in mind you're going to be moving some of these about a little bit. There are still two chord fingerings nonetheless. Now I think Eddie actually plays with his first and second finger on the D and the B string when he's playing these chords, okay? Now all the rest from the A string down are open, and I'm starting off on the 7th fret, so which is lovely. But I'm not a big fan of that, unless you like playing a D chord, which is the second chord finger we're going to come to. I'm not a fan of that. I much prefer playing it with my first, second and third finger. I like that, as you can see. So I think he plays it like that, possibly. Or he just shifts his fingers about. Okay, let me run through the verse riff, or the intro and verse riff. Now you can see where I'm starting off with my second, hopefully you can see that, second and third fingers on the D and B string. I'm on the 7th fret, so I'm going to play 7th, 5th, 2nd, 5th, and then down to a D chord, okay? So that goes. Okay, and I've put a couple of little noodly fills in there as well. We'll get to those in a second. So let's simplify those. You're going to be fretting at the 7th fret, and you're going to be playing that for 1 bar. 2, 3, 4. And then you do this run, starting on the 7th fret, okay? So, and those are 1 beat each, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into the D, all right? So 2 bars, first bar, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then to the D. And you play the D for 2 bars as well. So this is a 4-bar phrase. 4-bar phrase. Okay, so first chord position, basically an A7 shape. You're sliding it up to the 7th fret, and that's where you start it. Okay, we can further simplify that, because if you just stay on the A7 for the first 2 bars and then move to the D for the second 2 bars, that's the same thing. Okay, and moving between those chords, this is why I favour playing it with my 2nd and 3rd finger, because when you go to the D, you can leave your 3rd finger on that B string, slide it up 1 fret, okay, so you're on the 3rd fret now on the B string, and then you pop down your 1st and 2nd fingers either side on the adjacent strings. The reason I like playing it that way is because they often do this sus 4th and sus 2. So that's the sus 4, that's the sus 2. At least I think it is. And use whatever rhythmic variation you want, because you can do a lot with that. Or you know, etc. Right? There's loads of variations you can put in there. So go crazy there. I'll show you what they do. Generally, they play, which is a hammer on and a pull off on the 2nd. So you're using your little finger to go. Then you play the 3rd fret on the B string, and then you're going to do a hammer on from the open E to the 2nd fret. Okay, so that's all you're playing, but with the chord. Okay. So that's it. So again, to run through that, simplify, you can just play 2 bars of this. Or you can then ramp it up a bit and start playing 2, 3, 4. And then when you get fully into it, you're going to do some light strumming, okay? So you could do something very simple like this, which is down, down, up, down. Okay, for the first bar. And then you're going to play. So before the first beat of the 2nd bar, you play another upstroke, so. Okay, and then you're really starting to get close to what they're playing. Now, the next thing, once you get the strumming bit down, is you're going to play softer and louder in places, okay? And so for that first bar, you can just pick out any kind of random notes of those 5 that you're playing. Okay, now the next section has 3 chords in it, and I'll show you 2 ways to play that, because there's not a lot of ways to play this really. Now let's have a quick look at the composition of these 3 chords. And basically you're banking around those 3 notes, okay? So you've got your little finger on the 3rd fret on the B string, and then the 2 strings below it, which are the D and G. Okay? Just playing those 3. But behind that, and then back into that, okay? Now, the F chord, you are going to be muting the A string. It doesn't sound very nice if you leave it ringing out, so make sure that this finger is muting that, okay? Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just basically angling my finger slightly. It's not coming over the top like that. I'm just lazily poking it on that F string there. But you do want those 3 there to ring out. That's how they play it, okay? Pretty much. But you could simplify it just by playing. Okay? And all I'm doing there is using my first finger there to cover the first 2. Then I move my 2nd finger onto the B string, which is the 2nd fret on the A string. But I'm not playing the E string at this point. So I'm just playing these 4 strings here, and then you go down to your first finger, which is the B flat. So just, okay, but with your 3 notes left ringing. Now you'll notice there's a couple of little passing notes in there. So from the F, if you want to ramp it up a little bit more, you can play. Okay, so you're going to play. That's the first part of the phrase. Then you play this little run, which is just 0, 1, 2 on the A string. But make sure you keep your little finger anchored throughout, okay? It'll be much easier. You don't want to be taking that off and then having to reapply it, okay? It's already there, so no sense in causing more work for yourself, okay? And you just leave that ring out, okay? Let me play that through really slowly. So you'll notice I'm playing 2 downstrokes and then an upstroke for those 3 notes there. But you want to be able to strum loosely, so make sure that that A string is covered by that finger, okay? So that through. And then back into that. Right, let me play that through really slowly. And again, slowly. Let me play that through really slowly. Okay, and that is it. I think you've got enough there to get cracking on, so I hope you enjoyed that one. See you again soon. Cheers, bye-bye.